Hi, in this video we are going to talk about the logic, the terrain logic, and make it our agents can interactive with the terrain mesh and can follow the terrain height. So let's first create our agent. In this video we are going to create one of the agents from scratch, a simple one, a simple box. Let's first click the Miami Ready button here. You can see that some of the playback setup done, and also we created some of the simulation and the settings node into the scene, and also there's a Miami contents inventory has been created for you. Let's click to confirm. The automatic generated, and here you can see that this is our the agent type local. Let's just change that name from the local to anything you like, or just leave the thing as you wish. Let's just modify that, the box. Okay, and you can see that all the suffix of the contents has been changed to the box. And let's just create a simple agent type, the joint tool. We needed to create an agent facing to the z-axis here, and click and hold in the X key, and you can snap to the grid here. That's cool. Click enter, and let's middle click and drag this joint from the world space to the setup, so that we can create the origin agent from this. Let's create the OA, the origin agents created, and you can see that our origin agent has been created. Let's just refine it, and this is end joint. The end joint, just crank this down, and let's just scale this up. The bone shape of this bone. Please notice that select this bone shape, and do not select the bone and the others. Let's just select this, the polygon, the bone shape. Please just do only scale the translate or rotate it. It's just like this. Okay, make that on the ground in the right view, and let's just scale up the bounding box of that a little bit, so that it can just bound this the bone shape. Okay, this is our creation, the creation of the origin agent. That is done. So this is a new type of origin agent. The next thing, let's create the placement node, create placement node, and scale this up, just bound this guy for better observatory and preview, and they'll increase the agent number, the column here, and increase the distance, just like this, and let's make some noise. Change some of the orientation like that. That is cool. When we placed our agents, you can see that there are a lot of boxes on the ground. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is create a terrain and make our agents can interact with the terrain and do not penetrate onto the terrain. So let's do that. Let's first create the polygon primitive plan, big enough like this, 150. Resume back to 0, and add some of the subdivision so that we can sculpt onto that. And click F8 and select the points. Double click this tool and enable the soft selection tool, and close this. Okay, we can sculpt the shape of that like this, and hit B and hold, and then change the radius of this tool, and to make a kind of a terrain. So that is cool, and we need to mark this object and terrain so that our agents can interact with them. we need to keep selecting it, and in this agent manager we mark this as the terrain, so we can select that this is the object we marked it. So our agents can treat this like a terrain and interactive with them if we fail some of the logic. Okay, and we need to activate this box agent and create logic for this. So here's the light bulb button here, which means to make a decision. It's just to make a decision. Usually the first decision is the default one, default. And we need to click this default. This is a decision which is the idle mode. So this means if there's no other thing triggered, our agent will execute the thing inside of that. The idle the idle action that we can fill here, and this, if you have some of the idle decision, you can fill here. And in this case, let's make our agents in the default move forward and rotate. So the default decision here you can see we need to fill the two default decision. The one is let's move that right. Click right click, and they can see that there's a move and a rotate. Move forward as speed, for example, 15. Okay, and rotate. Move and rotate. Rotate to, for example, left as speed is 60. Okay. Let's place our agents and see what will happen. Okay. Let's make the frame range bigger. You can see that our agent is moving forward and rotating. Just to make them move slower. Okay, this time is cool. But they are just a move on the ground. We need to make them adapt to the terrain. So we already marked the terrain. We just needed to create some logic. The first logic is the higher than terrain. Go down. So what we're going to tell the computer is that if we higher than this terrain, we need to go down for matching this terrain. So we need to fill an input here. There is a terrain logic. M higher than terrain distance greater than 0. The first is the distance. The distance is which M higher than this terrain. If this distance is greater than 0, that means I'm higher than this terrain. At this time, we need to go down. Continue field, move and rotate. Move down as speed. 20. And for symmetrical one, we need to create another lower than terrain. Go up. Lower than terrain. Go up. So at this time, I'm higher than terrain distance less than 0. That means the distance which I higher than this terrain is less than 0. That means I'm lower than this terrain. So when this time I need to go up. Move and rotate. Move up as speed 20. Please notice that the two numbers should be the same, the 20 and 20. So let's see what will happen. You can see that the agent is popping on the ground, but they are already in the matching at the terrain. So what's happened? That means we need to use some of the blur, fuzzy logical blur. You can see that there's the fuzzy in and the fuzzy out, the value here. That is the fuzzy logical the concept. We need to blur the boundaries of this greater than 0. For example, we fill the 5 here, and also for the symmetrical setup, we need to fill the 5 here. At this time, you can see that the greater than 0, we changed the the Boolean type to the fuzzy type. So at sometimes it's a little bit the greater than 0, and then the boundary has been blurred. At this time, the simulation result will be smooth. You can see that your agent can move on the ground without any problems. And you can change the speed, the greater 100, the 100 for making them adapt the terrain with the faster speed. Okay, this is an introduction for how to adapt your agents on the ground, on the terrain, and we're going to use these things for the next thing, so we can save this thing out as the sample 15, terrain height, for the next video. Okay, thank you for your watching. See you next time.